Good morning. Okay, is everything okay with your microphone now? That's great. Good morning, Adalbert.
Good morning.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Дивіться, хочу запитати у вас пару організаційних моментів. У нас з вами написано в розкладі 28 годин. Я порахувала, якщо у нас пари, дасть Бог, і пройдуть кожен тиждень, як за розкладом заплановано, то ми вже закінчуємо пари 25 квітня. Це буде остання пара, а потім у вас влітку екзамен. Відповідно, у вас так проводять, що коли вичитали, вже далі пар немає, чи як відбувається я просто? Угу. Тобто вичитуються години, а далі вже пар немає, а просто коли підходить консультація, екзамен, да, там, ну, як зазвичай. Угу. Тобто така практика постійно є, бо просто, що в мене з іншими курсами воно якось до кінця семестру і таких питань не виникало. Це у вас порахувала, воно виходить, що кінець квітня ми вже фінішуємо. Окей. Так. Ще щодо організаційних моментів, то ми з вами також так. 2 години. Пара – це 2 години. Пара – це одна пара дорівнює 2 академічні години. Якщо 28 годин – це 14 пар. – 19 пар? Не розумію, а де це? Це в електронному розкладі? Ну, це ж я чого і питаю, тому що якщо пара дорівнює 2 години, округляють, тобто в нас іде годину 35, да? Чи 30, година 30. Але округляється, що вважається, що пара – це 2 академічні години. Тобто 28 годин – це 14 пар. Тому що в паперовому розкладі написано 28 годин чітко. Тому я ж так і порахувала, але, напевно, треба в нашому все ж таки деканаті уточнити. Просто у мене в розкладі цьому, що ви кажете, да, в мене стоїть просто іноземна мова для академічних цілей, група СМПР-1, онлайн, тобто, і все. Немає ніяких годин зазначеної тижнів. А в паперовому я дивилась в варіанті той, що на цьому висить. І там зазначено 28 годин. Ладно, я тоді уточню в деканаті і скажу вам уже точно. Ну що, давайте починати. Я думала, може ще хто приєднається, але бажаючих більше немає, на жаль. Значить, оскільки в нас екзамен, то, звісно, будемо враховувати і відповіді усні, і декілька також письмових завдань. Будуть, як в минулому семестрі, дані. Але для повноти максимальний набрати бали – це всі види робіт, звичайно. So, as we continue our subtopic, which is called taking part in a meeting. Адельберт виключили світло. I propose you to open again your CV, which you sent me, and look through your skills and find out 5 skills you consider you are keen on, and write them down. 5 skills. Which you think that you are good at, okay? Underline or write down these skills. It doesn't matter whether they are personal or professional skills, but 5 of them. Okay, I'll give you 5 minutes to think it over and find out where you are keen on. No, for yourself, just now for yourself, somewhere on the paper or in your notes, anywhere where it's convenient for you. If you are ready, then the next task is to underline the 3 skills that you think you are the most the best in 3 things. So among these 5, choose 3 that you consider you are better than into the rest ones. До речі, в мене також о 12-й мають за графіком вимкнути світло, тому якщо я пропадаю з пари, як минулого разу, о 12-й я пропала, то в мене просто на початках, коли вимикають світло, зникає і зв'язок, і інтернет мобільний, і все. Тому не маю змоги потім підключитись. Тому якщо о 12-й мене вибило, знайте, що це в мене теж вимкнули світло. Okay, So if you underlined three things, three features, then prioritize them and consider which one would be the most interesting to tell about, the most interesting for others, okay? Among these three, which one will be the most interesting for us, for those who are present? So among all students, unfortunately, two are present. Okay, and if you are ready with the strongest skill you consider about yourself, and which is related somehow to your group mates, and justify your choice and proclaim yourself expert in and call this skill. Adalbert, can you talk? Do you have the opportunity to join?
Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. So for now I can talk.
Okay. while you have the opportunity, just start, please.
Okay, so I choose the problem-solving skill. Should I
Okay.
explain what it is?
Okay, you can tell in your understanding what it is. Maybe in your work, what it means, yeah, and why you consider yourself expert in this field, and justify just your choice. Okay.
Okay. So it always happens that there are some tasks and problems that should be solved, and a lot of people trying to find a way to tell that they cannot solve the problem, or they search another people for solve it. They tell that they don't have enough of experience in the field, and I'm the person who typically um, can search all possibilities to solve the problem, even if I don't have enough knowledge at the start.
Do you have patience to find out the answers for some questions or solutions? Do you have a patience?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's great, because I haven't got enough patience, it seems to me. How is it related to your job if you work?
I guess it's one of the most important skills in my job. Well, I work in the connectors team, and we often customers often get reach to us with some questions where no one in the team don't have enough knowledge on how to solve these questions, because we are connected with thousands of technologies, and we just don't know all of them. And there should be some person who will fastly read documentation, try to understand the customer, and find some solution.
So do you sell some goods or services?
We are selling the both. We're selling the database as a product where customers can bought it and deploy in their environment, and we have database as a service where they can ask us to provide them access to the database which we deployed in our servers, and they can use it for some time.
Okay, interesting. So we're working with customers. We always face problems here. Sometimes they claim that something wrong. Yeah, sometimes they have misunderstanding. And you work as a customer support, or you have other functions except this one?
My main role is engineer, but customer support is people who typically don't have knowledge of engineering, and we sell engineering products. Our customers are engineers, and customer support, they can solve the actual problems. They just responsible for communication, like writing to the customers, asking for meetings, asking for some clarifications.
Do you have any master classes for your customers how to work with this product?
Well, we have a nice documentation where they can read stuff, and we have some online courses. I don't know how good they are. I never tried them.
Denise, any questions to our expert in problem solving? Okay, and maybe about his job, or maybe about other functions. Maybe you are more keen on what it means, because for me, I consider software engineering, right, Adalberto?
Yeah.
It's software engineering. Okay, maybe in this field, Denise?
I think no, because software engineering is a large sphere of working, and you also can say like software engineers that something who develop an application, and someone who communicate with customers also as software engineer.
And Adalbert mentioned about database, right? It seems to me it's not application, or is it? I'm sorry for maybe stupid questions, but I try to understand, okay? Database, it's for applications or for working online?
May I answer it?
Yes, sure.
So database is actually it's a database management system. It's an application that typically runs on a lot of big computers, and it saves data and provides easy access to this data. And other applications can ask for this data. This application, it may be something running on your laptop, some program, or it may be some web server that asks, for example, the customer's login and password information.
Is this application available for Safari?
Yeah, it doesn't depend on the browser which you are using.
Because sometimes I face the problem, I've got MacBook and some applications are not available.
Yeah.
For MacBook, so not developed for Safari, only for oh, sorry, I forgot the browser for for other laptops and for Windows, right? No. Chrome, yeah? Google Chrome or something like that.
Yeah, Google Chrome.
Uh-huh. Okay. And as well as for Androids, a lot of applications, right? And not all of them are available for Apple iPhones.
Yeah.
But many already available. Now the situation is better, but not equal quantity. Yeah, not equal quantity is available for both browsers. Okay, thank you very much. It's do you like your job?
Yeah, I love it. Probably it's a job where I can use my skills in the most effective way.
How long have you been working here?
It's more than 3 years.
Ah, okay. 3 years of experience. Have you grown up in career?
Yeah, I came here when I was a junior with almost no experience. I have a lot in career, in my knowledge, in my skills, and so on.
Okay, that's great. And no more questions, Denise?
No.
No. Okay, thank you very much, Adalbert. It's rather really interesting, and you can consider yourself for sure expert in problem solving. So you justified it. Thank you. And Denise, what skill do you consider you are expert in and justify your choice?
I chose a skill named as financial analyzing. I try to explain in what sphere, in what area my work situated. I work in financial companies that analyze some trades, instruments of financial banks from Africa, England, or Germany, or some other countries, and and write programming applications for these things. And the main idea of this application is to analyze in financial structure of this instrument and predict some changes in trades or bonds or other financial instruments. And I think this skill is base for my job, and I like an expert in this.
And how long have you been working there?
For 2 years, I think.
So financial analysis with further development of applications, right?
Yep.
For different countries.
Mostly I worked for African, South Africa, but also our company worked with other countries.
Okay, and can you give the example of the most developed country, I mean, in financial sphere?
Yes, it's also South Africa, but not a country. It's I don't know how it named. RMB. It's Bank that situated in South Africa. But I don't remember the name of country for sure.
Okay, and as far as I understand, this company has foreign roots, right?
Yep.
Foreign company.
It's my project, like a 10 years old, I think.
Okay. So, and you work remotely, right?
Yep.
So, what can you say about Ukrainian financial system, whether it's protected and how it can be developed in a better way?
Ukrainian financial system is also better than in most other countries. So for Europe, for example, because we have like monobank in that simplify all financial moves. We haven't to collect documents for every for every transaction, and haven't to wait for weeks and pay waste for every transaction and other. Because of that, I think that in last years, Ukraine financial system grows up to people more likely to use people usage.
So it's like user friendly,
Yep.
right? User friendly, you can call it. And the question is, I can prove your statement that financial system of Ukraine is better than financial system of Europe, because I faced one problem. It was in the summer, so we needed, with my colleague, we wrote an article and had to send money for this journal to pay for this article. And they sent us the receipt, so not receipt, just bank account, all the information, and we had to pay. But the problem was that in Ukraine, SWIFT transactions are forbidden now for wartime. And we had to find someone in Europe to pay for this article, and after that we sent them money on their credit card. So the problem was, if we, for example, in Ukraine before the war, had to pay SWIFT, it takes maybe at least 2 hours to get the result. So that the money has sent and the receiver got this money. In Europe, we found this person, she paid the necessary sum, and it took 2 days for the full transaction. So we were waiting for the reply, for the answer that transaction had been completed. It took 2 days. We were very surprised how slow their banking system works. Because via, for example, private bank, it's much faster. And why is this so big difference?
I think that in Europe, that system main idea. I watch the video of owner of Monobank, and he explained why their system work so fast. It's because all documentary and other moves with credit cards. They take it from user to banking system, and after you transact your money, they transact, but all documents and other corresponding things are done later. And simply say is that in application you see that your transaction was done, but for real isn't done yet, and you can
until it's not accepted by the receiver, yeah?
No, they accepted by receiver, but not on documentary level. You can pay this money for something, but
if I sorry for interrupting, but if I pay, for example, Swift, yeah, in Ukraine, I've got receipt at once from the bank. But we were waiting for the receipt from their bank that they just sent this money, for 2 days, the receipt, just like approval, yeah, that the money were sent.
I don't pretty sure that it's problem of all European banks, but usually the document process is very long. And as said, owner of Monobank, this process was a hide from customers. But in Europe, it isn't, I think.
And if they have electronic document flow, will it speed up this process? The electronic документообіг.
Yeah, I think it's can be speed up, but also sometimes we have some marks from people that working on your account, like an approval of a real human, not from the machine, and it can't be speed up for now.
And in South Africa, do they have any applications like we have Monobank application, yeah, Privat 24 application? Do they have like something like that, similar applications?
I don't know about this country, but
in South Africa, or you develop financial apps for banks or not?
Yeah, but it's financial analysis systems that not transaction, not about transaction money, but on simulated money flow, cash flow, and give some expected result of it, but not on money moving and transactions. But also I think that financial system in other countries are stuck in 50 years ago, and it need to be upgraded for realities.
Okay, I see. And the most the safest, yeah, banks are considered to be Switzerland banks. Around Europe. What protection systems do they have, and why are they positioned as the safest banks?
I don't pretty sure, but usually banks use like crypto cipher for all account information that protected. But I think in usually way that we say that Switzerland banks are most protected is because the law of this country can't give information for some departments, for some government departments in other countries, for example. Because of that, some people, millionaires, can go to Switzerland to pay to put their money in banks, and no one would know how much money, how and all other information about these bank accounts.
So that's why they're the safest banks, because they protect the information about their clients, right?
Yep.
Can their bank systems be hacked?
Yes, I think it can be hacked as
Any bank
as
system?
any other system. But
How, in this case, how could they protect the information?
I said it can be hacked, but it depends how much time it costs. For example, if it costs years for machine working time, it doesn't cost this time, because you pay more money for cracking account, but take less profit.
And also, there was some information from the representative of private bank. We had like educational week for staff of Kyiv National University, Taras Shevchenko National University of Kyiv, and one of the presenter of presentation was private bank staff. And they said that when the war started, they had a lot of attempts. They were under, a lot of attempts to break their banking system, and of course for the information and to break the system maybe in the whole by Russian hackers. And they asked some companies to transfer the information into the cloud, as far as I understood the mission to transfer the information into the cloud to protect it. And they were answered that it took 2 or 3 months, it seems to me, they said, to transfer this information. And she said that they are, so companies, they asked to do it, replied it took, or maybe 1 or 2 years, I don't remember exactly. Unfortunately, I haven't noticed. But what I do remember, that their internal IT department did this for 2 or 3 weeks. And how did they protect their customers and clients in this way? So I do remember that they said the information into the cloud. So what does it mean? Can you explain me, please?
Okay, let's start from I think the main problem of for the previous question, the main problem of hacking the bank account, it's not not a number of some how money on this account. Usually banks as that we learned cipher the information on accounts in RSA method. It's like you have one formula that uses a very big number. That big number consists represent of multiplication of two smaller but also very large numbers, simple primary numbers. And for computers that use this, you should brute force all pairs of primary numbers to know what its big number is. But it's, as I said, can be that process can be doing by a years or more by casual computers, not quantum computers, but simple.
Simple.
And because of that, I think that main problem it's not in bank ciphering system, but in passwords and logins that users are used for it. Because usually is it not such complicated to brute force it. Okay, it's for previous question, but about information that they used to move to the cloud. First of all, cloud is like a simple server or PC, but that have large memory value, volume, OBM memory, and that situated in some bank or some place that are far away from our, and it have more complicated way to cipher the information. That because of it more protectively or safer to save the information on this cloud.
And how could they do it for 2 weeks?
Usually to transit the information, you need to have some files like a large terabytes information and move it on. But you can't speed up internet and less time of this transaction. But you can archive this information in some way to smaller these terabytes of data to less volume. And you have different ways to do that. For example, the first way that I remembered, it's developed by it's used in WinArchive, and JPEG, PNG formats of images that 100 years ago it'd be a large files, but after this cipher and archive, you have some megabytes of data of the same information.
But that was strange that other companies, they asked to do it, answered that it took months, or it seems to me even a year to transfer the information. So, and the big difference between
Yeah, usually the main idea of
external company and their internal department in dates, in period, yeah, in period of time. By the way, Denise, it's air alarm siren.
Mm,
So it could happen that I can get lost the connection because sometimes they turn off the light in advance. So just in case for you to know.
yeah, okay, we should to end up lesson.
If you go to their shelter or somewhere to the safe place, yeah, we have to finish. So it's up to you, your decision. So you should know just that it's air alarm rate was 2 minutes or 3 minutes ago. Можемо перерватися, ну, якщо вона ненадовго, то повернутися, якщо ні, то закінчити, як
Ну,
хочете.
да, думаю, ну, зробимо паузу, потім почекаємо, якщо буде час пари, то підключимось.
Okay. Thank you, by the way, for the interesting
Yeah,
information.
thank you too.
Explanation. The next one, we will start with analyzing approaches to data collection and speaking about your research. Is your research related to your job or to your previous bachelor's work?
Bachelor's work.
You extend the information?
Yeah, something like that.
And in which sphere will it be?
In game theory.
In game theory. What could you say about the profession like game tester?
I know that is human who play games and try to find some bugs or not correct moves of games, and of the end of this. On the end of the day, he report for these bugs to developers. Then they will fix that later in the releases or other versions of game.
And could you please explain me so about game artist and game designer? There are two different professions. Game artist and game designer. What's the difference between their functions?
Game designer is the job to imagine how game was how interface it was, or how user could see the game. For example, menu when he tried to play, he tapped some buttons. When he tried to set some options, he need to go there or there, and it plan or visualization of user experience. It mostly game designer work, but game artist simply provide an art of pictures or particles,
like visual support, right?
Yeah, like more visualize like main theme of the game, but not user experiments.
How often do you discuss your future research, I mean master's work, with your supervisor?
Not yet. We haven't spoke about that, but I try to find some information and analyze it and write a draft. But in the future, he said that we should speak every week on Friday, and also he speaks with other other students that write diploma with him, and we will talk about the problems and a way to pass this work.
To sort them out, right?
Yep.
And, do you think it's appropriate for a junior scientist to interrupt and or be critical of a senior colleagues about the ideas and so on?
Yeah, I think it's very important because you have to take an experience from people who already done it and have more experience in these spheres than you. And I think it's very important.
But not interact, but interrupt. Переривати. Yeah, interact, it's very important. And by the way, not only with your supervisor, but maybe with the other students who has similar or like at least in the same field, yeah, the diplomas, and maybe it would be helpful to have such meetings. But what about for example, you have your own vision, yeah, vision of some problem, or your own vision of hypothesis, and your scientific advisor or supervisor has another vision. Would you like to prove your own vision, or would you like to agree with your supervisor? In this case, what would you do?
I understand the way to do some future researches to teamwork me with my supervisor, and I think we will go for some midpoint of our opinions, and I will try to provide my my vision of situation, for example, of the end of my work, like in some spheres that should be directly analyzed, but the main part of my work should be approved from supervisors.
Of course, sure. Okay, so research is the detailed study of something, right? In order to discover new facts, especially in scientific institutions or universities. And how do you do your research understandable to others? So you structurize it or classify some facts or explain some, for example, notions, or give examples, new examples, or interpret some information or update some information.
I could say about my bachelor's diploma, how I structured my diploma. It was like divided into several parts. For example, article, not article, but the first part.
Theoretical part, yeah. Theoretical part maybe, and practical part.
No, not like that, but some started information that provide
introduction, yeah, introduction.
Yeah, some introductions that provide the main idea of my work and give some information what what you need to understand pretty clear that what I provide later.
Hypothesis, right? Hypothesis.
Yes.
Гіпотеза ваша.
Mm,
What you need to provide.
Yep. And give some lemmas and theorems that I provided and
Mhm.
correspond, analyze, and others. Later, I give main algorithms, some popular algorithms that I use to develop my own, and I analyze it and give it to reader that in simpler way that he can understand faster. And after that I provide my own algorithms and program solution for that. And in the end, we have some conclusion of that and future developments that we should also describe in later work.
And is your research has more theoretical character or practical character?
I think it's more theoretical because game theory is field that we haven't that haven't been learned well in our faculty, I think. And first of all, I need to understand the main sphere of my work, and after that, I try to figure out my own algorithms that only 1 or 3 ways of do work, and it's like 75% it's theoretical and 25 for practicing.
Okay, and how do you analyze this material? You categorize it, you classify, you compare, you differentiate it, you do the survey, or maybe combine it, or distinguish. So how do you analyze it?
I take 1 or 3 main articles that I can criticize on my part of sphere, and I analyze it more directly and more hard working on these files. But also I before that I have to learn some base ideas of game theory that most of students have already known in other universities like Cambridge or Harvard.
So, do you think that 1/3 resources will be enough?
I think the main part of work for the main part of work it's pretty enough, but also you can use more to some sites or something else.
Okay, except your scientific supervisor, who else evaluates your?
We have you're here. Там 12 годин. Упало світло.